But I think that's one of the great things about Test cricket, is that every day is different to the one before, and the next day is probably going to be different to the one that you played. And I give credit to New Zealand in the way that they operate throughout this game. You can't say, especially Darrell and Ratchet, I thought the way that they, got the team into a position where they were, pretty comfortably ahead. It was always going to be difficult for us to be able to chase down that total. But look, it's been a game which, feels strange to say, but ending on a game where you sort of had to, go all the way to the end. I wouldn't have it any other way. The only thing that I would change is that we were on the right side of the result. But you can't always have things your way. That would have been the perfect end, but as I say, the world isn't perfect, and that's the one thing that'll be sad about the result of my last game.
Lots of people watching here and on television, they might want me to ask some questions that they might like answered, really. You've decided to retire from international cricket. Why now?
I think I explained that, as much detail as I could yesterday. I would just say that at the end of the day, there might be a few questions. I'm sure a few people have. I'm sure you do, and some other people do. But I hope that it can just be respected that at the end of the day, the most important person in making decisions is myself. And I didn't take the decision lightly or rushed into it. I had a number of people who I trust to talk to these things, quite personal things about, and I tried throughout this whole week to see if I could get myself through and see myself going beyond this week, but it wasn't meant to be. So look, I'm very happy with everything that I've managed to do over my career, and it is sad that it's no longer going to be something I get to do. There's some things that I will miss, and there's also some things that I'm quite happily be able to say I don't have to worry about that anymore. So yeah, there's quite a lot of emotion, obviously, but I'm very proud of what I've done, and I'm happy that I feel like I've been able to contribute some kind of happiness to fans who come around and show us support everywhere we go in the world.
And it was an unusual day yesterday. I don't think I've been on commentary in the middle of a moment when a cricketer retires. So why in the middle of the day, and maybe not either before the match or at the end of the game?
Yeah, I told a few people who I'm close with in the team about my decision the night before, and they told the team in the morning. And then again, the comms team we've got here, along with my management with Michael Lum and Neil Fairbrother, I just sort of said, I've got quite a lot to concentrate still over the last 2 days, so you guys come up with a plan, and then we'll just go with it. And yeah, I mean, I would have to take a wicket after it becomes made public, wouldn't I? But then, I look at the way the last 2.5 weeks has unfolded, and it's obviously been a bit interesting, we'll say. It's probably the best way to put it, but it's, again, I can look back at probably 1 week and have a bit of a laugh that there was a bit of controversy around my last game for England, but yeah, I guess that sort of, you could relate that to me as a player throughout it. It's like a little bit hit and miss sometimes here and there, and obviously with this, something pretty simple ended up being a bit complicated. But look, I've thoroughly enjoyed every single time I walk down the field, and I'll look back on fond memories of everything, even if there is a little bit of controversy off the field here and there.
You mentioned those memories. There have been some great ones over 13 years. What particularly stand out for you?
I think I look back at some of the things that I've been involved in on the field, with not only being able to say that I played with some of the best players that England had ever produced, and I've been able to share some pretty special moments out on the field with those people, and even some of the guys who are starting their careers out. Yes, I know that I've done some decent things on the field, but I look back at some of the moments that I've shared with other people who've achieved some great things out on the field. I feel lucky that I've seen what Joe Root's been able to do on the cricket field as a player and as a captain, and he's still going. Stuart Broad, James Anderson, Alistair Cook, all these greats of the game. But then also there's other people who I played against that I've seen do some amazing things out on the field. So I feel incredibly lucky that not only have I been involved in some of the moments that as a proud Englishman can say, but also what other greats of the game have done. And yeah, it's been some ride, and something I'll always be able to look back on with fond memories.
Great memories, great career, a privilege. Well done.
Thanks very much, Adis. Cheers.
And now for a few words, New Zealand captain Tom Latham.
Tom, many